What's going on, YouTube? What's going on this morning? Yo, we got some breaking news. As you can see right now, as we speak, silver, for the first time ever, has crossed the $100 mark. It was at 101 before I got set up to do this video. We looking at it live, man. This is the live, ticker exchange, you know what I'm saying, on CNBC. And we seeing it with our own eyes, for the first time in history, silver is over $100. Will it stay over $100 today? I don't know. Gold is up too. As you're looking at gold, gold is a little bit under $17 away from $5,000 an ounce. $5,000 an ounce for gold, and silver is looking like it's about to try to tick up to about $101 maybe. It might tick back up to 101. There you go. It's at 101.015. We got copper up. We have platinum. Look at platinum. Look at platinum. Platinum is almost at $3,000 an ounce. I don't know if platinum has ever been up to $3,000 an ounce before, but it looked like it could be heading to $3,000 an ounce. And let's take a look at palladium. Palladium is up 115. It's at 2,043, 2,045 now, as we can see that. Silver done dropped back a little bit. Let's go look at the crypto market right quick. Let's check out the crypto market. Well, we got Bitcoin up almost $900. We got Ether up 38. Bitcoin is at 90,380. We got Ether up. We got Solana up. Dogecoin is up. XRP is up. Let's take a quick look at oil right quick. Excuse me. Well, we have oil over $60 a barrel. I think yesterday was at 59. So it's over $60 a barrel now. It's at $61.04. Brent is up $65.82. Natural gas is up. Roburst gas is up. Everything is in the green, except for the stock market. I think the stock market was a little mixed. Yeah, we got the Dow Jones. It's down. It's down 222 points. We got the S&P 500 up in green. It's up. And we got the NASDAQ that's up right now. Everything else is in the red. So let's see what they're talking about. They got the stocks looking like this. Wall Street braced for a private credit meltdown. The risk of one is rising. Private credit is expected to grow from $3.4 trillion in 2025 to an estimated $4.9 trillion by 2029. Wall Street is starting to raise alarms about the risk. So seems like they're predicting a credit bubble probably by 2029. So you see that? So that's what we're looking at in the market today. We're looking at the market movers over here. Just looking at some of the stories that they got going on. Okay, so might be getting towards another government shutdown, huh? House passes final funding bill 8 days before shutdown. Senate now will consider the bill. All right, man. So I just want to bring y'all that on silver. I know we took a look at some other things, and it's back at $100. But yeah, man, silver's doing this thing. Let's see what they reported on this run. Gold steadies after record run. Silver hovers near $100 an ounce. Gold steadied on Friday after surging to a record high just below the 5,000 an ounce level, while silver prices set just shy of the $100 milestone, buoyed by momentum, buying, and strong fundamentals. All right, spot gold was steady at $4,931.28 an ounce at 1332 GMT, having touched a record $4,967.03 earlier in the day. U.S. gold futures for February delivery added 0.4% to $4,934.20. So yeah, it's look like it's gonna be a record day today. That's what it's looking like. We're gonna see how long silver hovers above 100. The question is, Is silver going to continue to go up along with gold and everything else? And then, silver will never be below $100? Because, silver earlier this year, man, I think silver was around like 30 something dollars earlier this year, and this is the 1 year. So February of last year, look at where silver was. It was at $31 February of last year. I mean, it has just straight shot up. $31.18 February of last year, 31.18. Then we had that dip in April of last year where it closed at $29. So I think that was the lowest from the year. But then when you look up for the rest of this year, it just skyrocketed, and that was with all the turmoil. And just to show you how much silver done tripled, I mean more than doubled, because it was at 30. So it would have been at 60. It's done triple. It's done more than triple in a year. Now, I want you to see something right quick. We're going to look at this 5-year right quick. Let the 5-year chart come up. Is this the 5-year? Look at that. It was at $27 5 years ago. And look how long the price of silver steadied. And then we started seeing an uptick around 2024. But it was still pretty much steady. And then in 25, look at what it done. And if we look at the all-time chart, since 1982, what was the old high? The old high was $20. That was back in 1982. And in 1979, this December of 1979, silver closed at $14.20. It opened up at $39. So as you can see, silver done relatively been low. Look at that. That was like $12 an ounce. It closed at $8.55. Look at that, $7 an ounce. This is back in the 80s. So silver, in 85, $6 an ounce. Man, imagine if you had $1 million worth of silver back then at 6 an ounce. Imagine what it would be worth in today's market. But as you can see, though, silver was always a undervalued metal. Look at the price. This is March 1988. $6 for an ounce of silver. All through the 80s, it was cheap. Look at that, $4 an ounce. All through the 90s, look at it. Closed at $3.83 in the 90s. This is around, 91, October of 91? Look at this. 93, closing at $4, opened at $3.89. Look at this. This is crazy. But as you can see, even through the 2000s, the new era, it was just $5. $5 an ounce. And look at this. And then we had that spike coming up around, it started to jump in 2003, and it went up a little bit, $18. Then we had a dip. This was in 08. This dip was probably during the housing crisis in 08. And then it came up again, and it shot up to $38. And this was in 2010. And then it dropped again, shot up a little bit, dropped again, shot up a little bit. And so if we think about it, the high point, $38.62, was on in December of 2010. That was probably the highest point ever in history since 1979 that it shot up that high. And then it shot back down. And it stayed that way below the $30 mark all the way up until 2025. Nope, 2024. Hold on. Let's go. Yeah. So at the end of 2024, we see it at, it was at $34 then. So yeah, man. How high is silver gonna go? What do y'all think? You know, do y'all think it's gonna top $200, $1,000, $500, $300 mark? Or do y'all think it's gonna ever drop below $30 again, the $35 mark? You know, everybody was panicking when silver was going to fixing to be around $35. A lot of people was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of times when it comes to the market, you know, investors invest and diverse their money into precious metals because that's a lot more valuable than this paper that they give us that man make and print up himself, and then somehow this notebook paper has value. It's amazing to me, but that's how it works. So you see a lot of people investing their money in silver. That's what's driving the price of it up. But yeah, what do y'all think about that, YouTube? About this breaking news about this run on silver? It is showing out today, man. Drop them comments down below. It's done past the 3-digit mark. Drop them comments down below, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.